Join the fight, even up the score, get ready for Fantastic Four!
That song's ass, bro. I
Oh,
don't know.
Like, it's a good jingle.
No, it's
man.
not, bro.
Audience, despite Jake's history with a certain member of the Fast Act 4, I'm pretty sure I'll see him in a FF costume one point in the future.
You
You
know what's
know?
funny? You know what's funny, Cryptid? Him reading
Yeah.
that comic actually what prepared for this movie. I thought he didn't read the comic and then saw what Reed did in his plan in this film. He would not like this film.
We actually had a comparison because knowing Reed in this movie when he did the shit he did later in this movie, I just took it as like, yeah, that's Reed. But we watched it with Tony, and Tony's like, what? What the fuck? That why? He's like,
Yeah.
what?
Oh, God.
I was like, yeah, that's Reed. That's Reed.
It's an extreme solution for the smartest man in the world, you know?
He was like, why is this your go-to plan, Reed? I was like, that's just him. That's why I hate him.
Reed picked the craziest plan because they just enough crazy that it's guaranteed to work.
Hey, this is going back to Godzilla -1, where like, you know, that one guy's like, okay, our plan to defeat Godzilla is sink him to the bottom of the ocean, and everybody's like, that is stupid. That's your giant plan. Well, do you have a better plan? We'd love to hear it. Come on. Take center stage. Come up at the table. Tell us what your plan is. All right.
There was a better plan, okay, and there was an objectively correct plan. But there was a morally correct plan, in my opinion.
Yeah, to be fair, if you go by exactly what he said the plan was, if it went exactly like he said, it would have worked perfectly. Like no problem. So I give props.
Well, we would have been 3% out of the inhabitable zone. I think we're only like one jewel out of it. I think we're in right now.
Once again, people here, audience, want to challenge the ideas of the smartest man and of one of the smartest people in Marvel. You know?
Also,
challenging the idea itself. That's why that's their first idea.
I have a headcanon that there is actually a Jake Tylenol in this universe, and I already made
you know what's funny? He says that. He's like, oh, he'll hate Reed. But I want you to know, I guarantee you, Jake Tylenol in this universe will probably love this Reed.
No.
He wouldn't know what he does bad personally, so he only knows on the news, and he'll only benefit from what Reed did for the world.
No. So here's my thing. Here's the thing. I would have been my headcanon is I would have been a Reed fan. All right, this ultimate Jake Tylenol. Okay.
Oh God.
Yeah. I would have actually been a Reed Richards fan, and then the moment they came back from space and said the shit they did on space, I'm like, what? What do you mean? What? Richard!
Who this man?
And that was my Reed origin story in this timeline. That would have hated him for the rest of my life.
Is this your
Well, in case anybody wants to know what the domino effect was between Jake's relation with Reed Richards, it all involved the destruction of a moon for that one time in comics. You know, they're like blew up the moon.
That plot was terrible for that dumb shit. There wasn't no ramification for it. Like there was no science involved at all in that.
Look how deeply someone like Dan Slott affected someone like Tylenol, audience. You know.
He really fucked people. He actually really fucked people's perception of Rita like a lot. He also did the thing where he changed how they got their cosmic rays and shit again.
Oh yeah.
I know people are still mad about this.
Oh, here's a food for thought moment, audience. You know Ben Grimm in current comics. You know how he got his stone powers back? He literally went to the Big Bang to jumpstart his powers. I'm not even joking about that.
To be fair, to be fair, that was not Reed's first plan. His first plan was a lot more sensible, and it was just going to other universes where they got their powers happen, so he can get the rays again, and it just wasn't working.
Yeah. Just send Ben Grimm to every other universe at the point where they're going to get hit by the cosmic rays. So basically, just radiate the heck out of Ben until something happens.
But that's not crazy compared to what Reed usually does.
Other than preventing the accessibility of people getting the Fantastic Four's powers, is there a reason that Reed didn't try to just recreate the cosmic rays like in his lab or something?
He did. It didn't work.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
The problem was Ben's body wasn't accepting him the same way because he was already affected by him, and then whatever Doom did was not letting it work. That was him again.
Okay.
It's magic, audience. That's what it was. You know? So, yeah. All right.
As you can see, we are talking about the Fantastic Four with only 3 members of the cast. So,
dang.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But
yeah, that person enjoyed Comic-Con. Piece of shit.
But I guess we'll just get into we're the Fanatics, you know. It's
Here to bring the news and reviews of the week, and today we're doing the review for Fantastic Four.
It's Cryptid, Jake, and Austin coming at you with all that comic review goodness or movie reviews.
If y'all like their theme song, they released an extended version on the official Marvel Vivo music channel, and it's kind of crazy. Like this, they added it.
No.
Wow. Okay, we gotta look at that too.
I will say this though, I forgot. I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's like Michael Gio something. That dude.
The guy. If people don't know, he also did the music for Werewolf by Night and stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
That dude was on his A game in this film, because I'm telling you, the scene where they took the spaceship to space and that theme hit, it hit like good. Like I was like, oh dog, that's a theme song, bro. That's a theme song. Like when everybody's like waiting for the spaceship to launch and then like it goes up into space, everyone's like, and you hear the theme like crescendo up. I was like, this is amazing. This is a 10 out of 10 moment. But yeah, overall, what do we think of the movie?
Well, let's start with Jake. Like, what was your overall impression of this film, man? Since you're the most devoted to the FF, for better or for worse, you know.
I think, legally speaking, if you catch me any day, I'd say it's a 4 out of 10. Okay, but to be honest with you, all jokes aside, I think I'm at an 8 right now. I think I'm at an 8. 8 out of 10. Okay. Yeah, I think it's a good movie. I think it's missing a little seasoning on the characters, just a little bit, not too much, just a little bit. I actually really love this world. I don't know, like I love this world is catered to the idea that the Fantastic Four existed here and nothing else. How would the world look? Which I don't think even in cartoons we've ever gotten that. Because in every other cartoon, it's really just been like the Fantastic Four with other superheroes, or something like that. I think what really stands out for this movie is the Fantastic Four's relationship with the world, which, as Austin alluded to, we'll get into, is insane. This is like, oh my god! Like if you put this in a comic book context, that a superhero would see this out of context and say, "This is too much power for one person." But yeah, I think overall I did like that. I love Galactus. I liked how every character got to do something and important. Johnny really surprised me in this movie too with how they utilized him as well. Overall, like I said, 8 out of 10. I think just a little bit of seasoning could have gotten up to that 9, but that's about it. So.
Gotcha. Well, for me, like I really wish I could see this movie again to let some moments in this movie settle down for me. But overall, it was a good movie. I'm comfortable giving it maybe like an 8.5. I enjoyed it. There were just some minor nitpicks and certain character moments in this film that they didn't overall taint my experience on them. But again, we're reviewers. We have to analyze these sorts of things. So, and Galactus, justice on audience. This ain't no cosmic cloud this time. They did a complete 360 on that, So glad they did that. So, all right, Austin.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't you're done. My bad.
Okay.
I really enjoyed this film. This actually might be my favorite MCU first film. And it's probably in my top 5 MCU films, to be honest.
I think top 5. Yeah, for me, it's top 5. Yeah.
Say that after a couple months when it settles down. That's the way these movies tend to go. Like.
Yeah, but I usually don't change my rating that way. I feel it's high in my top 5. It probably will still be in there, but in a few months.
Gotcha.
Like Jake said, how inverse. This feels like the only time where a world where only one hero or hero team exists that they actually feel reported to the world. I won't say important to the world, but the world actually feels fully affected by them. Even go by like the old Superman stuff, like he was like reverse time and stuff, but the whole world didn't go fuck like Superman overall. You know what I mean? But this stuff was crazy. I enjoyed the changes they made to some characters. despite how the actors made it sound going into the
Mm-hmm.
film.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know we didn't already talk about how two actors kind of fucked the film over to a degree at the start, but the
Less
trailer
is
won people
more.
back.
Less is more. Let's put it that way,
Yeah,
audience. The less you
but
talk, the
I
better.
did, despite it being in my top 5, I did have some hang-ups and nitpicks, especially about the beginning and a little
Mm-hmm.
bit in the final act. But we can get there when we start the actual review. This will be a spoiler review, by the way. We have spoiler pictures, so you don't want spoilers. Everyone here gave it a good rating, and I guess that's all you really need to
Yeah.
know.
Yep. So, alrighty then. Guess with that, let's just talk about the movie as a whole. What do you guys want to start off with? And just like
Uh,
that, we lost Jake.
then let's go
Okay,
to
well,
Reed, then I guess.
no. Jake needs to be here for when we talk to Reed. All right.
He's gonna
So,
come back. He's not gonna be gone that long. Just give your
nah.
thoughts, and I'll
Okay.
give my thoughts.
Let's start off with someone like someone else. Let's start with Johnny Storm. All
Go
right.
ahead.
Johnny. I know there was like what the actor had said previously about like wanting to cut off some characteristics of him, specifically about being what, a ladies' man. I forgot what the exact wording was, but they didn't want to add that at all into the film, but they subtly did end up putting it in the final draft. Pretty much his whole motivation in this film was like his I wouldn't say attraction to Silver Surfer, but like, or would you call it that? He was
No,
motivated.
he wasn't attract like he. I think he explained it well in his one
Yeah.
scene where it was like,
Hmm.
I get it. Yeah, I love women. Y'all know I love women, and y'all know I love
Yeah.
space. Now there's a space
Yeah.
woman, so y'all
Yeah.
think like I'm thinking I'm having a moment,
A
but he was
naked space woman. Get a.
yeah.
They
He
said it in the
briefly
film.
thought she
Boy.
was sexy, but he was clearly like
Hmm.
his mind was clearly on the ball when it came to stuff.
Hmm.
Like the moment he heard
I
her
mean,
talk, he was immediately like launched in. Hey, yo, I didn't heard it. It wasn't like Comic Johnny where he was got distracted
he's
immediately.
like, he was
It wasn't
like,
even
oh,
old
I thought
Comic Johnny.
he's like saying he was probably like thinking to himself, oh, I'm going to be the Captain Kirk in this story. like, you
Yeah,
know.
I think like if it worked out, he probably would have like tried. But I
Hmm.
don't think it was like, oh yeah, this is my end all be all. This I got to get this girl type of, like how old Johnny was. He just was like how Chris Evans Johnny was. He was just pestering a woman till they gave up and
Yeah.
tried to be his girlfriend.
I mean that's always like been like what Johnny's thing is like. He enjoys the fame, he enjoys the glory, the attention.
It
If you would
just
see him, if you would see him like at a celebrity gathering, he's usually with like what, like a supermodel of some kind or supermodels.
But like they
Coming
said,
with
but
him.
the problem, I think the biggest problem with this film and Injustice is that it's year 4. So the way they
Hmm.
play it, that a lot of those tendencies, like a lot of Reed's tendencies and stuff like that, some of them have been kind of moved on from.
Yeah, that's the best
By
way.
the time we get to Reed, like I want to let me stop. By the time we get to Johnny now, he done they done did all that. They're loved all over the world. You know what I mean? It's probably kind of
You,
played out about getting the
yeah,
women.
Yeah,
this is
I mean,
what
like
this.
if you even look at the layout of this film, there's like you can already see where the first other two films were. Like the first film was clearly like Mole Man, where they're probably getting used to things. Film 2, they probably settled in by Red Ghost.
Yeah,
This is really just film 3 in a trilogy, if you look at it.
yeah,
But
yeah. Likely, like the whole playboy aspect of Johnny was like in the first year or two, but again, like he's right now everybody's an adult here. He's probably
Yeah.
looking for something more at this point.
I will say the most welcome change is So anyone know Phanatics 4? Johnny's usually the only time Johnny was intelligent is in Ultimate, but he still wasn't that intelligent.
Yeah,
Like he was, he came along with suing them for the Council of whatever the Council of Geniuses thing was in Ultimate, where they were getting a whole lot of genius people together, and Ben was there
yeah.
too. He was a genius, but I don't remember Ben was. Here, they did pretty well, showing that he's smart, but he's still not a genius in the same sense.
Yeah.
it also gave him and
Every
Reed like things
like,
to talk and bond about. I
mhm.
think so. I mean, to be fair, in Ryan North's run, they do have those moments, but it's like just different.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
but But I get that.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't like to see Johnny and Reed like as being two people cut from the same cloth, because like that's kind of what makes their interactions like more unique, because these two are as different as you could possibly get, but hey, they're still family at the end of the day.
Yeah, I just like that in this movie there's like a really cool scene, I think, where Johnny's just trying to like, basically bug his brother-in-law. He's like, yo, what you doing? Hey, is there any cool thing I could are we going back to space? Like,
to be fair, he was trying to get him to make new spaces.
Yeah, but I do like
Yeah.
I do like he was taking an interest in Reed's like experiments, whatever it was. He just wanted to see if it was something that would interest him.
Yeah.
I did like
he was bored, bro.
Yeah.
I want to do my suit. I guess that ruins any other plan I got there.
Yeah, but I did like he didn't really belittle a lot of Reed's stuff. He was just like, I want to sit here, I want to figure out what you're doing, and see what's cool.
He was excited about the transmissions and stuff. Like anything, the moment he found out the experiment involved space, he was very excited.
Yeah,
and that kept him around, at least in that scene. I kind of agree.
You know what I do like? I do like how he was willing to take things off Reed's plate. I think that's also like a really he is a responsible character. Like he was just like, listen, Reed's busy.
I got this. I'm gonna do it. I'll transcribe the language.
Yeah, but he also he has a boyish energy I like too, where they don't take him seriously at first, but the more he persists in this one thing, you can see Sue's like
3 scenes like that.
Yeah,
he's trying to talk to them. They're like all just like running off, just running at the mouth, ready to leave the room.
Yeah, yeah. But I feel like that Sue eventually does take him seriously. He's like, "Okay, Johnny, I'll see what you're trying to do."
So. Gotcha.
To be fair, the way he was explaining the discounting thing, like I probably wouldn't take him seriously.
Yeah,
she sounded kind. The one who just threatened the planet sounded kind.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Well, I looked at her eyes and I saw stars.
I saw myself.
I kept repeating her voice in my head as I sleep. I mean, come on, you see the attraction there, audience. Come on. I'm just saying, like, I can understand why they went with what's her name in the comics?
Shalabal.
Okay, yeah, I could understand why they decided to go with Shalabal instead of Norrin Rad.
Another smart thing Johnny does, and it's played off at first. It's played off as just like he's just being himself. But when he goes to talk to Shalabal, like he is trying to get in her pants, but like it's also like he is trying to also help in the situation too. He's trying to get to like hear her language. He's trying to understand what she meant by what she said earlier, so he could translate it. Which I thought was like really like intelligent of him to be like, yeah, I am also flirting with you, but I also want to know, like, I also need to understand what you're saying so I can translate it later. So,
question, guys. Do you think he would have been this dedicated to Silver Surfer if it was Norrin Rad in this film?
I think
they just did the same Sue bullshit again. That's what they always do.
Narrative-wise, yep. I think this Johnny. I think he would have been curious enough to ask because he still wanted to know about the translation.
I think he would have tried to make him a bro. I just don't think he was trying to fuck him.
No, definitely not.
So like you said, he's obsessed with space, and it's literally space dude came down. This is our first interaction with another planet, apparently, like an actual another living being, other than the transcribes that he was finding.
Now, question. Somehow, like, I really need to watch this movie again, audience, because I'm still trying to piece together how he was able to translate her language in this film.
Okay,
so early in the film, they revealed they have 30 different transcribes from space that Reed has been getting over the years.
Okay.
And so when he got Shalabal's language, he was able to break it down basically into phrases and letters based on what she said. So he has 2 phrases of her saying the blessing thing.
Yeah.
And then he translated to all these other languages. My only problem that scene was like, okay, so I get you breaking the language of her home planet.
Yeah, the other language.
That scene. But what about the other planets out begging for help? They all speak the same language. It's different like the Silver Surfer who can understand English, feather power, cosmic. These are just random under hill.
Yeah, I was like really scratching my head with how were you able to get the exact lines from all these other planets that got killed by Galactus,
I think at best, maybe
basically they
probably said Galactus because if he could just figure out what Galactus means in one language, I'm pretty sure he could figure it out on the others because they're pretty much saying the same thing. Maybe that's like the best I can do.
Everyone else was just basically screaming for help, begging for help. So it wouldn't be that hard to like find the similarities because like I think the best scene to describe this was like when Reed and them were talking to him when he was talking about Shalabal. And I'm like, did you figure out the context of the word? Did you figure out the tone? but all those
Mhm.
is also important in talking. So they
Yep,
even let
yep.
him figure out like the state of what people are saying and kind of, well, if they're screaming, they sound desperate. They're probably screaming for help, type thing. It
Mhm.
makes it easier to transfer.
Gotcha. We gotta be fortunate that one of those planets wasn't the singing planet we all are aware of. So yeah.
Yeah, I was like, help me, please.
Yeah,
Please
that would be
don't
great.
destroy our world, oh great Galactus.
I know a lot of people love that. I know a
You
lot of people
know.
love that. That reminds me. This is going to be a random thing. So the whole soundtrack for this movie is out, and in that
Mhm.
soundtrack, they have a studio version of a song called "Let Us Be Devoured." It's a singer singing up on Earth
Oh
about
God.
how so just let Gladys kill us at this point.
Oh
Everyone
what?
make your peace and be done, because these people are giving up at this point. And
Oh.
I don't think that was in the film,
No.
Oh God.
but it's actually a really good song.
Danger.
I think
It's a song like maybe like a lady playing like the guitar singing outside type thing.
I understand why they. Well, if there was a dedicated moment to it, I understand why they would cut it out. I think.
Mhm.
I think
I
the
think there'll probably be
situation.
another montage of the people turning on the Phanatics war at some point. They'll be
Yeah,
able to play those.
that's the only place you could
Mhm.
put it. I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I do recall like there was like at least one like a 5-second scene of like newscasters like saying that there's like a legion of
Yeah,
Galactus followers out there. I'm like, wait, what?
we
What?
might have heard a snippet of the song right then, just for like a few seconds, and then
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was surprised we didn't see Galactus supporters on the planet.
What?
That's how dedicated they were to Reed and the Fantastic Four, dog. That's crazy. He basically said, "Yo, God showed up and he said you got to die," and everyone's like, "Okay, but like they'll save us." Like,
If it was the comics, at least Yancey Street would have stuff. Yancey Street did not care. Yancey Street was trying to fight superheroes in the middle of Civil War, bro. They did not care.
Mhm.
That shit was hilarious.
Gotcha.
Yancey Street stands on business, bro. Like even against God.
Okay.
Yeah, but Johnny, I think this is the most interesting interpretation of Johnny Storm. It does a nice balance between the he has the boyish charm. He said that's like the young one of the group. I also love it's not spelled out, but I do love his dynamic with Ben as well. Is more little brother, big brother.
They do pretty well.
Yeah.
Showing that these two get along more than he annoys them, which is very different from the other two films.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure like the butting heads of these two was more amplified in their first year.
Yeah.
Audience. This is like the same situation as the last Superman film. This obviously feels like year 3 of a story. All right, how many years has it been?
This is
I know
4
they were
years,
told
really 4.
4. Okay, 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay, this is
So
year
the first year they
4.
fought Bullman. The second year they fought the Mad Thinker. The third year they fought Red Ghost.
Yep. So I partly did get my wish, audience, because like apparently no, I'll save Bowman for later. So we're talking about Johnny. Let's see, anything else about Johnny worth talking about here?
I think his Human Torch design is probably the best because his suit allows him to get the lines of the original Human Torch.
Yeah.
And I think the way they outline the flames on his body is better than the Deadpool and Wolverine and the Fox films, how they do it. Also, this is the first film to show more Johnny's powers, and why I was so mad doing Deadpool and Wolverine, because Johnny can absorb fire. He shouldn't be able to have the fire sucked from him.
Yeah. We can only make up answers in our heads. Something happened, like to screw up his powers at that point.
Well, the Fox one never showed that power, to be fair. So, but that's one of Johnny's standard powers. He controls. That man can fry the moisture from your body, bro.
Here, audience, like they also tried getting a little scientific with like when they do go to space, right? Because Johnny burns up the oxygen in his suit, like he only has like what 10 minutes of power. Only 10 minutes to use. Yep, 10 minutes to use his powers. So I was like, dang.
Yeah, I really appreciated the science up here, but we'll get to that when we get to read. But that scene was actually really great for me.
True. But all right. Any final thoughts on Johnny before we get to the main man himself?
No.
Okay.
I showed his picture. He's the only one who didn't get a real in-film picture. I thought it was the greatest. Really from his promo art, I thought it was one of the greatest pictures of this guy. Oh, it is actually pretty cool. I love the way the artist drew this picture, man. I had to put it in there.
Oh, which one was that?
The Johnny one right here.
Oh,
this isn't a real photo.
Okay.
This is fan art. This is not fan art.
Oh,
this is a art they put on the photo.
Gotcha. All right, yeah, looks nice. So, all right then. Well, let's get to the main man himself now,
It's
Jake.
Reed.
You go
It's
last.
Reed. Pretty good size Richards because he
Pretty
can't stretch
good
that
guy.
far.
We have a whole picture for that. We'll get to it later.
Well, okay. To add to Jake's claim, they did
No,
state that they've been trying for 2 years to make a baby, and things didn't work out. So,
no, but to be
yeah.
fair, I think that I I think with Franklin being strong, I think that makes sense for that. Because like if two like
Remember,
you know how perfect your genes have to be to meet God.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, it wasn't 2 years
Um,
because they weren't trying. It was 2 years because they just need the right chemical reaction.
It's
Bro.
like getting a shiny
Yeah.
Pokemon, like the shiniest Pokemon, bro. That's what it
Franklin was not ready to be born, so he said no.
is. But he said
yeah,
no. He said, but I like the idea that Franklin's like
That's not a
in
joke. I should have put a picture of get a picture of Franklin because we're gonna talk about that too. Because
Okay.
you have to apply something. That might be a real thing. That's not like a joke.
I like the idea that like Franklin just said in Reed, he's like, you know what? When this relationship is healthier and you've healed more, then I'll be ready to come out. Okay, I just
Jake, I want you to wait because I know yours is going to lead into your big thing. Because he has a whole theory why this Reed's ass apparently.
Yes.
But
What?
I would so yeah, he told us about it. Remember, he said he found a way to tackle that.
I found a way to make him an asshole in this film.
He actually
Oh,
liked this
okay,
Reed,
okay.
but he has to do his bit, bro.
So I have to commit, bro.
There was only one bad hiccup in his from Reed's
No,
part of this.
yo, if you look at it, he's the biggest asshole. I promise you. Okay.
Okay,
But,
okay.
This Reed is probably the most. I won't say the most realistic Reed we probably got.
Yeah.
He's missing some of the charm of Ian McGuffin. I don't know that guy's name, bro.
Yeah.
Ian Gufford.
The
2005 and 2000 film. You know the guy.
The early 2000s
FF
audience.
Y'all know what we're talking about, bro.
Yeah.
He's missing a lot of the charm. He didn't get to flex his powers a lot. But for a Reed at that point, it kind of made sense. There was a lot of situations where he needed to use power, and when it was time to use them, he used them. To his credit, But a lot of people are used to 2005, where he's just doing power for anything. It don't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Actually,
to put this man's shoes on, he's stretching his feet across the room.
Yeah, I miss the casual use of powers, and we do get some of it. We get some of it. It's just like I missed it with Reed too, where it's like,
Gotcha.
So
again, like the caveat to the early 2000s FF audience was like, again, that was their year one story, you know. So they got to play around more of their powers at that point, have a little fun, you see what works with them. This is their powers in adulthood at that point, you know. So
but they also weren't really confident in Reed stretching. Apparently, that's also the reason they changed Miss Marvel's powers. Eventually, on a TV budget, they were not confident that they'd be able to pull that off. And that's why Reed, there's not a scene of him stretching without clothes on, like without something on.
Yeah.
You don't ever see skin stretch in this movie. I don't know if you're excited for that or something, but you're not. But this Reed is easily the smartest Reed we've ever gotten.
Oh yeah.
He's the most realistic emotion wise, I think.
Yeah.
I think he sells every emotional Reed in this film.
Yeah, which was surprising, you know, like
I don't think anyone expected that of Pedro Pascal. To be to his credit, he's a great actor. But other than the last one, we've never really seen this type of stuff from him.
And again, like the biggest hurdle
they sell in this movie.
Yeah, the biggest hurdle about the casting audience with Reed Richards. Can you make me watch this without thinking of Pedro Pascal? And I would say in this movie, yeah, really, because he sold the genius, he sold the acting, he sold the weight of being like the smartest man in the world. Like it's both a blessing and a curse, audience. You know.
I thought he comes across as I won't say nervous. I don't think nervous is the right word for it. He comes across as like I know the answer, but I don't like that I have to say it, and I wish someone would say it for me. Like, I don't have to say it.
There's two moments that I think submitted this guy for me. So there's one moment y'all already know Franklin's in the film. Y'all see in the trailer Franklin's in.
Yeah.
So there's a scene of Sue holding Franklin, after Reed did not say he wanted to do this. He was explaining why the people think giving up Franklin to save their planet was a good idea. And they go into the room and have a private conversation where she says, and sometimes you being yourself hurts me. And the face he made and the feeling he made was fucked up. And then after that, after that, he gets a moment with Franklin alone, like 3 scenes later. And he has to hold his son and explain to him, I want you to show him who you are. I just hope you're not like me.
Oh, yeah, that was a nice one. There's like a lot of those beats in this. For me, one character defining moment for Reed in this film, right before we get on to Jake's point, there comes a scene like where Herbie is the one constructing the crib, right? And Sue was upset about that because, you would think like that was something the parent would want to take responsibility for to do on their own, right? But then Reed's like, "Well, I built this scanner for to check the health status of our baby. Any dad could build a crib. Can any dad build this device?
Yeah, that was my only problem. I like Sue a lot, but I do like the more, since they're later in their relationship, I do like the more understanding Sue we don't have for a few years now in comics.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I understand the weight of being the world's smartest man. I understand, and she understands why he makes those choices he made. But I also get, like, because their first baby and stuff, I let it slide. It doesn't bother me. But like, like, yeah, he made your baby could come out a fucking alien for all we fucking know.
Yeah.
Of course, I want to see the baby myself for my own stuff.
He's factoring.
But I did like, because I think there was like nuance in that moment. It's like
that's fine because their first baby. I get why people feel that way.
Right.
About the situation.
Well, it's more like I think it's more like because she's like pregnant, and I think it's more like she's trying to keep it together. I think the thing is like, but if you're freaking out, then it's gonna make me nervous. I think that's what it really. Because remember later when she gives birth, and you talked about this too. When she gives birth, she has the same fears that Reed does. It's just that she didn't want to admit it. She just doesn't want to like say it. It's just like, but when she gets there, she's like, what if he's ugly? What if he's a monster? Oh my god! It all comes out like they're thinking the same thing. It's just that she just wishes Reed wasn't so persistent in it because, like, for her, it makes her think. That's all.
Which is something that even Reed brings up in this film. Like, look, as the world's smartest. Exactly. I have to think about the worst possibilities and what could possibly be a solution for those possibilities. Like.
Another reason. I'm sorry. Well, real quick. Another reason I like that pregnancy scene too is because you see Reed. They switch positions. Because in that moment, Sue's freaking out, and so Reed sees this. He's like, "Our baby's fine. She's gonna be perfect." Like I know, like he switches what he was worried about to protect her. I think that's what makes their marriage work in this movie. Like he can be, they can swap play. It's a mutual understanding, even if they don't agree all the time. They can be that supportive for each other. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, before Jake gets into his rant, let's talk about the tech and stuff.
The what?
Upgrade though.
Oh no! I did want to say this. No hate. I really want to say like this. Reed has not been a main Marvel character for a lot of mainstream audiences in a long time, and I think after 20 years, we could put this shit to bed. Reed is smarter than Tony by leaps and bounds. All right.
Yeah. No.
I like how people like Tony figured out time travel. I'm like, you think if this Reed sit down, he couldn't figure out time travel?
Yeah.
The guy who's going to teleport the fucking planet.
Dude, yeah, the fact that your tech was going on a planetary scale, audience. I mean, like, come on, dude. Like, damn.
I looked at the when you see this one, they actually show you all the shit that Reed has done up until this point. I'm like, he did this in like 4 years, maybe a little bit more. And Tony had 20. It did like not even a fraction
before the 4 years.
Right.
He was already married and and stuff when they built the rocket.
Right. And the only thing I can think of that Tony did was like clean energy and scholarships. And I'm like, what happened?
Which is kind of ironic because remember, like the only thing that was preventing Reed's his invention from fully working is just an energy source, really. You know.
Silver bitch, but we'll get to that later too.
I also think I think it also goes to show too that Reed also is more sensible about his approaches than Tony. I like it's a small thing, but if you think about it, it was exactly what Tony was trying to do, where he just baby proofs the world. Like he's like, I just realized that all my supervillains are gonna be doing this, this, and that. So I just told the cops, which also have technology that I've also equipped them with, and they just took care of it for me. And I was like, and meanwhile, Tony's reaction is like, I need to build a suit around the world, so I'm gonna make a robot. It's gonna shut everything. It's like I do like Reed just.
If Thanos showed up on this Earth and they knew about it beforehand, if they got the warning that Tony got, Thanos would have lost it immediately. Thanos had no chance. Marvel Ruins is a terrible book, but there's a scene in there, which is probably the greatest scene I love in comics, where the Kree are attacking, and because the Silver Surfer gets exposed to the world, so everybody in the world looks up and says, let's nuke it at the same time. And that's basically what happened to Thanos when he showed up. And Reed said that guy gotta die. He's going to die.
Gotcha. Audience, it is pretty big shoes to fill if you're labeled as the smartest person in the planet, where you have people like Hank Pym, Black Panther, Iron Man, that stuff. So I'm glad that they were able to convince you that yes, this Reed, top tier, you know?
But hey, Tony Stark was a good bench warmer. He warmed the bench for him. So listen,
just going through his adventures, bro. So they made the Future Foundation year one. Yeah. By the way, in this book, and they convinced the whole planet, except for Latveria, to stop their armies.
The clout this team has, the clout this team has on the planet is insane to me. It is ludicrous. They worship this thing. Superman in his movie, James Gunn's universe, Superman has been around for what was it, like a couple years? Yeah. And he doesn't have half the clout, not even a fraction of the clout that the Fantastic Four have in this world, bro. This is insane. But
the only thing I can say,
I can promise you, if the thing came out and it said that Reed was evil, the world would not believe it. They just move on with their lives.
Wow.
You sound really quiet now.
No, sorry, just dry voice. So, all right. Let's see.
But no. I want to talk about some of his text real quick, because some of this stuff, like I told you, he made a faster light engine that isn't connected to the ship. That was my favorite thing in this movie when it comes to tech-wise. I love that idea. That he sends the rocket off into space, and then it enters the faster light engine, and then the engine just stays on them and put them to FTL. Because I don't think I've been one of those people that I don't think every ship should have faster light.
Yeah. You know?
I think that's like I ain't liking it Star Wars. I ain't liking it. Star Trek does it a little bit better how they handle it, but I never really liked that idea.
Well, Star Wars does. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What?
I was gonna say Star Wars does have warp gates too. Remember Episode 2? That's what Obi-Wan ship had. It had the thing.
They got rid of it. It didn't fucking matter anymore.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why they did, but it was a cool idea. I liked it when I was a kid.
But it made sense that there's only one superhero team and stuff like that. How you would handle it. You wouldn't put it in the rocket because anybody could probably, could try to steal the rocket. So you put it in space in that type of sense, and it attaches in space.
Yeah.
I was surprised they didn't use the Infinity War Endgame visual of Faster Light though.
Ooh. I like they didn't.
You remember when they Guardians of the Galaxy introduced one where you're using like the warp gates to go faster than light, and go clicks. And then in game when they did it with the ship itself, that they fixed up. It was like the rain. It was kind of like they tried to do like the fake rainbow bridge effect.
Yeah, this is where I do recall some people having complaints that a lot of Marvel movies kind of feel like they're an assembly line sort of thing, with stuff their effects kind of looking similar,
I'm not saying it should have been. I was just surprised they didn't do it.
No, yeah, but that's also one pro to this because they wanted to make stuff their interstellar space travel feel like it's their own, which
is
appreciate. We also saw a lot of TVA tech. If you look around Reed's lab, that looks just like the TVA.
Ooh.
We know they're not doing anything with Kang anymore, but I can see if they wanted to. they can still be like, oh, okay, relate to this guy at some point.
Which
they don't
again,
have to do the full Kang arc. They can bring it up.
Which again also just cements Reed as the smartest, because that means that this Reed basically started the TVA. His legacy wound up being the TVA in the future.
Oh god, dang man.
Okay. No, I like this Reed till I have my grand revelation, but I like this Reed. I think he's like the character where I'm always like, as a kid, I always had this problem with super geniuses where I'm like, how are you like the smartest person in the world and my planet looks the same? You know? Like, what do you mean? Like, how can you make all these brilliant technology and like I still have to, use gas for my car? Like, what are we talking about here? I do like how you can see his influence, or at least the Future Foundation's influence on like
the TV.
The TVs outside. Transportation. Transportation.
The police got flying cars. Everyone else got regular cars.
Yeah. So they remember they're the little people. That they're in another place. Yeah. But
I mean, those things still cost money.
It just guarantees that a regular like car, like it makes it that it just makes it so a regular robber is definitely not getting away from police at the time.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Like, you're screwed.
Yeah,
they have a flying car. Who knows what weapons and stun guns you done gave you?
Yeah, and I love, and it also tied into, and it's some of the things that I don't know if they do this and did this in other cartoons. I was watching World's Greatest Heroes. I don't know if that's where they got some of this idea from, but they actually did touch on that in that show, because there's an episode where the Fantastic Four, where the Puppet Master turns everybody against the Fantastic Four, and the team is huddled in like Reed's dad's old like workshop, and the cops find them because of Johnny's being an idiot, and Reed's like, and then like, things like, oh, we can just take the cops. That's going to be easy. And Reed's like, oh, no, we can't do that because I gave the cops technology to fight superpower people. It's like, Reed, you gave the cops technology to fight us? Not us specifically, but like, you want to fight a supervillain and we're not there. Like,
the Council Reed did all that. The Council Reed basically read their whole planet.
Yeah.
But they gave it their family to do it. So it depends on if they came out first or not. But that's basically what they did to their planet before they teamed up.
Yeah. I would say like Reed, it's more reasonable for Reed to give like the authorities enough equipment to handle C-listers and below, at least C-listers,
Well, to be fair, dog, based on the villains we heard they fought so far, they don't need like super tech. You know what I mean? Like I don't really have to worry about that. They probably Phantom Four themselves probably wouldn't be there all the time for. Would be the four super apes.
Oh yeah.
And whatever powers they have. But if like Mole Man, they made it pretty, we'll get to him later. The other ones have powers, but like, bro, if Puppet Master makes a puppet of one cop, he can jump by 10 other cops at that point.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I also like that another thing that I don't know if they got this from the show because it's such small details that I don't know if they got it from this show in particular. It could just be a coincidence. But Reed also says that in that show had massive access to the city. They got revoked and everything. So even in that timeline, they trusted the Four. They didn't have like the influence that this Reed has. But it was just things like that I found interesting. But I do like this Reed is like a super version of like the Reeds we've seen before, where it's like he's the super smart guy, so he's going to fix the planet, or he's going to make it at least as better than it was. And you can still make the story relatable. The world outside your window doesn't have to look exactly like the world outside your window.
Well, that's why it's on a different Earth, so it's not outside our window.
Yeah, it's outside our window. It's outside their window over there. But I did like how it still kept the core themes of being like a Marvel story. I'm telling you, if this was in a comic book universe, either this would be in the far future and there'll be no supervillains left, or a superhero would come here and be like, "Yo, Reed must be like evil or something," because he has way too.
I'm like, this be the timeline where Kane, what is this?
Yeah, it'll be some evil things going on.
So people, by the time Kane wants to be a conqueror, he just listen. I want to be leader. Like, sure.
Right. There will be something wrong, and I like that. It's just a night. It's just nice. It's just nice.
Yeah.
But we do have 2 more members to get through at least. So.
Well, wait. You said
direction thing, or we'll say for Galactus.
No.
My rant's gonna be
for Galactus.
My rant's gonna be with Galactus. That's where it's gonna be. So
no, Jake, didn't you have like a point you wanted to make about Reed being
I can bring it up.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Well, Jake, you said the next member to talk about.
Let's do Sue. She's the most mouthy.
Sue, because we already talked halfway about her.
Okay.
I liked her. I see what the actress meant by the emotional nuance that she was talking about from this one. Again, she's not a perfect person. She's dealing with her own issues, and while the movie never like spotlights on them, I did appreciate them for what I did see them, and I did appreciate them.
I appreciated like how
spotlight. They don't have to. She don't scream it out. But she clearly had.
That's what I'm saying. They don't scream it out. It's there. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
let's put it this way, audience. She has an MVP moment during a certain chase scene. We'll get to.
Yeah, but what are you talking about though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about because I remember the reason. I guess the reason I said that so you guys have context is because I know a lot of people are saying like the Fantastic Four as individual characters don't have much going on for them. So that's what I meant by spotlight, where I feel like people just want them to have like where like Quill might have moments in Guardians of the Galaxy where it's just like, I gotta talk about my feelings, I'm feeling about it in this moment. But in this movie, it's more like they have these things. If you notice it, it is what it is. And that's why I feel like I think Sue's character shines a lot for me. Where like she is going through stuff, and if you notice it, you notice it, but the movie's not gonna stop and tell you what she's feeling. You just watch the movie. And she does have the MVP moment like Crypto was talking about as well. Which I wonder if Superman could pull that off in his movie. Like I do kind of wonder if he could pull that off. But yeah, I do like her. She is the spokeswoman for the Four, like in the comics and in the shows. And I like her character. I like her relationship with the Reed too. It's a nuanced marriage, and
they don't shy away from the mother aspect of her character. Like her family is everything, and especially now that she has a child of her own, she'll move heaven and earth for her.
She will literally move heaven and earth. That can't save. Okay, if that child ever grows up into a teenager and says, "You don't love me, Mom," she has the right to smack him in the face.
I don't know. Only one person was actually willing to move Earth itself. She is with a giant.
Oh well, yeah.
Okay. But yeah. So yeah, a lot of good moments with Reed. With Sue. What do you guys want to start with?
Let's talk about. I liked how quick she was like, "Just kill the Silver Surfer, bro."
Yeah, dude, she's giving a baby like in the midst of a chase scene for their lives, right when there's a black hole there. Like, come on,
I got Johnny only argued about it once. He's like, "But do it!" Oh, okay, all right.
No, it's like you tried to steal your nephew, kill her.
Yeah. Look, audience. Maybe this is just my experience from another superhero film that had a pregnant superheroine there. I was a little bit iffy about Sue being taken on their mission to go to Galactus.
What movie?
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse. Spider-Woman.
Well, kind of bullshit.
But maybe
they didn't want to act like she was actually pregnant.
Yeah. That's why I was like a little bit iffy about that would have been a con for me in this film, right? Well, Reed, why did you bring your pregnant wife to go talk to basically God, who's about to destroy your world?
I like you say that. Like Reed could stop her if he wanted to
go. No, Reed would be telling her, "Do this for the baby." All right,
if Reed had more prep time, he probably could have. He didn't have the time.
But throughout the course of that of that whole interaction, again, she needed to be there, man, to help with her powers to help the team escape, and ultimately aid in the kill shot. Well, not quote unquote kill shot, but the subduing of Silver Surfer during that moment, So I'm glad they were able to justify it, but at the same time, she's giving birth, audience. She's still pregnant. She's still in a fragile state, It
was a risky move for sure, and I guess Reed just don't want to go through the headache. He was like, "Listen, I did the calculations in my head. You're just gonna get on the ship somehow. I don't want to. Sorry, I don't want to fight all the way."
Question, guys. Was anybody else thinking? Yeah, you were giving birth in zero gravity in the ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
How come there were no fluids at all during that scene?
I wasn't thinking in a superhero film.
She had a force field.
Okay. Okay, I can only think of like, okay, yeah, she used her powers to make those things.
All the great shit and thing. You're like, oh, why wasn't there fluid during birth?
They showed the pants coming out like there, you know, like
they didn't. They just appeared off. Me and Jake watched the film the second time. They did not remove those pants.
Yeah, well, I mean, we did. See
no. You can see the pants do fly. You see the pants fly off?
No. I'm saying the pants just end up off. We don't see them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't remember.
Remember, I called it out when we watched it with Tony.
Gotcha. But regardless, audience, like the scene, like where we were referring to is like Silver Surfer's chasing them, and like they were still using that warp gate to as a booster pack. So yeah. So what they ended up doing was just using Sue's power to just make the ship look invisible while she was chasing that little that device that was around them.
Yeah, I also had to blind her with the sun.
Oh, there you go. That too, So what was Silver Surfer doing? She was just chasing. She was chasing what she could only see, and that led her to the black hole. Like that's brilliant there, actually.
That also brings me to, you brought up something that I didn't want to bring up. I like how every action sequence, like if a member of the four is not there, the fight just ends terribly. Like it's like you needed every member to make this work. So it really does feel like the team does need each other. So
I mean, hey, Ben was the pilot there, only he would have been able to manage that whole insane flight scene,
Yeah.
So Johnny's the weapon expert apparently.
Yeah. Johnny was actually pretty
Johnny's scene was crazy because the FTL gate that they used to fly fast made a wormhole. So it opened up wormhole to where you are and where you're going. And this was warping the bullets that Johnny was shooting. And it only took him like 4 shots to figure out how to hit the Silver.
I think and we could probably attribute this to the fact that, like, I guess he throws projectiles all the time, so maybe he just knows how to autocorrect like that. But it is crazy. It's a crazy feat. It is.
Yeah, but how often we say you're shooting a gun and something warps the bullet? You have to learn to.
Well,
I'm telling you now, none of the villains he usually fight can do that.
They fought the wizard, I think, right?
They did, but was that his power?
His power is gravity manipulation to an extent, like a low. It's not gravity manipulation, but it's like it uses gravity to manipulate stuff in a lighter way.
Look, and he goes back up in the comments. We'll talk about it. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, again, like we can only make up the answers into our heads as to what sort of adventures and fights they had within that 4 years. So I would think he had some experience managing that cannon of theirs.
No, we know for a fact they didn't, because that was their second time in space ever.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But we did. But
Reed just tells you he was scared to go back to space in a sense.
Yeah.
After the first time, because the first time they went, they changed and all that shit.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I know you're not really criticizing it. We're just talking about how amazing it is, but like these type of details don't. It's fun. Yeah. It's just fun to see him do it. Yeah.
Gotcha. But, and another scene I liked about Sue was like. Man, this relates to the Galactus thing at the end, so I think I should probably wait for.
I'll say anything with the Galactus fight. Let's say before when we get to Galactus.
Yeah. Gotcha.
In that case, let's just go to. Oh, are there any else?
She was good PR for the team, definitely. She
was great PR.
Yeah, so
she did one speech, and
I can see why reading the script, she probably like, "Oh, Sue Storm's the leader."
Yeah,
which is where they got that article idea from. But it's still very clear that this world looks to Reed when it comes to like when stuff goes down.
Yeah, they look to explain shit, but Reed is the guy.
To be honest, I don't really think of like a leader when I watch this movie, because like each one of the Fantastic Four members, they have something to contribute to the team. Like,
well, I think there's still leaders.
Every team still has a leader.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you in the sense that they all equally contribute in a way that's like very satisfying. But I do think they still have a leader. I think it's like they clearly all look at Reed when they need something.
Well, world's smartest man. I mean, he is. Right. It's literally his genius that's literally affecting the world at the end of the day.
I think the point that submitted for me full on was like anytime they had anything to say, they were actively going to Reed. But in the scene when they're trying to about to do the wormhole, and Reed's like, "Yeah, we can do this. If you do it right, we won't die." I think like, what? He's like, "Trust me."
Okay.
Come on. Trust in the world's smartest man, audience.
The trust in the world's smartest man. Only their second time in space. Talk about let's whip around the black.
I like how Ben
an educated guess.
Well, you know how much trust had to have been earned because the first time he trusted him in space, he became a rock monster. I was like, what are you doing at a kid?
Like, maybe over those 4 years, like the Reed has to be leader now.
Well, congratulations, Ben. You became famous because of that one day. I'll read that.
I will ask you this though before we move on. I think the last thing we got to ask: did you like how they portrayed her powers? Because this is the first time they visually portrayed her power fully as like light refractions,
like rainbows and that stuff. Didn't have a problem with it. I mean, yeah, I was just there to make.
I just
her
think it
powers
made
look
it kind of
different.
hard sometimes when we're doing like the force field in the final fight and stuff, where it's kind
Yeah.
of hard to see exactly what she's grabbing onto in a moment.
Wow.
Because it's also clear in the rainbow thing, and it's kind of like it's not. I won't say it's a bad effect, but it's just a weird effect.
Gotcha. So yeah, that was okay. So, all right then. Any final thoughts on this before we get to the big man himself?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's
Not
talk
the
about the
Silver Surfer
last.
first. What are you talking about? Oh, never mind.
No. Wow. Ben
Man, I
Grimm.
forgot he's a man, bro.
I
You
think,
kind of get the sense that there were some scenes that were cut from him in this film.
yeah, it's
Oh no,
not.
we know there were.
Yeah.
I
The
think
game show scene and all the scenes of him and what's her name?
Whatever her name is, the Alicia stand-in. Like,
yeah, those scenes were good.
it's amazing. She actually looks like Alicia from the comics, just with a slightly longer hair. But she's not
I
blonde.
get that they want to waste Alicia's if they have to restart the universe and we don't see this world again.
Yeah,
but yeah, I understand why they cut it though. If the thing's whole arc is just getting a girlfriend, basically, because we already skipped past the I'm a rock man. I'm people don't like people don't like that thing. There's not a lot because the comics are only focused on that for years. There's not a lot brand new you immediately do. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think we could have gone more into maybe his relationship with the Yancey Street. We've always seen Ben. We've always seen Ben struggle with his identity, but we saw a little bit of it, like at the beginning with the kids and all that stuff, and like all the people talking to him. But I think maybe we could have focused on that aspect in the movie. I think the thing about Ben is that unlike the other three, his problem has little to do with Galactus. Like the big moment everyone has is in service to getting the four closer to beating Galactus.
That's what
I think like whatever Ben's thing was, it just had nothing to do with like getting them closer to the Galactus goal. I think that's what it.
It's true. Yeah.
That's why I think his arc had something to do with a certain deleted person, but it's kind of hard to tell because we don't know what really was deleted. Well, we'll get to that person later.
Yeah, but it's not to take anything away from Ben. He was still highly useful, and as like I said,
he was still fun. He was still a character.
Yeah.
There was only one hiccup with me with Ben in this movie.
Say his voice.
No, I mean his line. Like when it came time for
I agree. I don't like.
Audience, we had previous discussions about this, about like his voice not sounding like the Yancey Street New Yorker voice, But okay, we'll give him a chance. But we thought it would have been better if like he brings up that Yancey Street accent when he says his iconic line, like "It's clobbering time."
He wasn't. That would have been stupid, especially in the context.
I think the problem with the delivery was just how he said time. I literally the clobbering part, literally piecing it together. It's like clobbering sounded fine. When he says time, his voice goes higher. It didn't sound. It didn't sound as cool. So it didn't really sound like a battle cry. I think that was my issue.
Yeah.
It wasn't. He was something he was forced to say.
I know, but for the context of what it's supposed to be for us, the audience, it just didn't sound great. That's physical.
Again, it was a hiccup, Austin. I would have liked it if they.
It's a hiccup to you. I don't think it's a hiccup at all.
We'll see.
After hearing what his voice sounded like, I wasn't expecting him to suddenly put on a way thick accent just to do it, because that clearly wasn't his character. Like he said, that was from the cartoon. That's not something he actually does.
Gotcha. Let's see what else, and can we talk about Ben in this film?
They cut the scene of him petting the dog, and I was very disappointed. There's a scene where he pulled the ship, And after that, he pets a dog, and they cut it.
Mm-hmm. No,
but that's a part of the whole opening scene we'll get to when we talk about Red Ghost and stuff.
Gotcha. But yeah, I mean that's really it for
talk about his relationship with Johnny, I guess.
No, I did from Bonnie's perspective. It was still like big brother, little brother. I did like the scene where they're arguing who's gonna talk to Sue. That was pretty funny. But,
yep.
Yeah. I did. Oh, you know, also I like the fist bump. I like the fist bump scene. Really, the fist bump, and I was like, yeah, like a.
Gotcha. But alright then. I guess with that, you got which minor characters you want to talk about before we get to Galactus?
Yeah, technically.
Stop skipping over the Silver Surfer. That's not a minor character.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. In that case, let's talk about Silver Surfer then.
Yeah, we have two.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I forgot about her.
Oh, I thought I did. Okay. But she was cool. She's Silver Surfer and she does Silver Surfer shit. Actually,
are you going to talk about how she's the only Silver Surfer that actually surfed something?
Yeah, no, it was like actually are fun. Yeah.
I can't believe it. I expected more.
Hey, we did see Silver Surfer in the early 2000s film. Kind of
surf on one thing.
No, when he was gliding down that building, you know, like zigzagging.
Yeah, bro, that wasn't a surf, bro.
I'm talking about waves curving beneath the board.
She literally surfed on lava at one point. And then she surfed clouds in space, bro. Like,
Listen, look, we can just admit that the 2005 one was an average surfer. He was like a novice. She's a professional. Right? That's the degree. There are layers to this shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I liked her. I think I liked her. Her scene of I don't want to do this anymore. I think people wanted more
than Norman Rad in the 2005 just being like, well, you remind me of my wife.
Yeah. I'll spare this one planet. I think
I'm gonna kill you, but you kind of nice.
I think her being faced with that guilt and her, you figure like there's a lot to unpack where she's like been ignoring it all this time, but then she's like, okay, but like you want to kidnap a child.
Okay, that part was kind of like throwing me off. Like, okay, now you're worried about killing one child, but I'm pretty sure you've killed. You've been responsible for the death of
between seeing it and just like doing it.
Usually, because usually she shows up and she's like, "Hey, listen, just so you know, Galactus is here. You know, make amends."
Usually she's not there for that part. She shows up, he warns him, she leaves Galactus there, and then she leaves. That's why Galactus wasn't like shocked when he showed up and she wasn't there. That makes sense.
It really she doesn't have to do it. It's really that's her courtesy because she could just look at the planet and be like, "Okay, I'm gonna go Galactus." She comes down there and says, "Hey, have fun, party, make it." Pray to your God. I'm coming back, and we're gonna kill the planet.
Not her character. That was Galactus tells her to.
Galactus tells her to go tell people. I would just assume that
you're all gonna die.
I would assume that
I don't want no fights when I get there.
Oh, okay. He just. I don't want beef with nobody. Okay,
but, like a lot of stuff about the grief and stuff, I thought worked well because I won't say she was ignoring it. She never heard it. Like she shows up, she tells them, and she leaves.
Right.
The only reason she returned to Earth because they attacked her. They came to Galactus themselves and attacked them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But if Galactus didn't have a physical purpose of sending her to get the baby, she would not show back up on Earth.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
She would still been on the ship and then just saw the planet be devoured from there, not hearing any of this stuff, not seeing any of this stuff personally.
Yep.
But
I like how they didn't.
So she's definitely going to be confronted with all of that.
I like how they didn't do anything with Johnny and Shia LaBeouf. Like they didn't make it like a romantic thing. She was into her, but she was like, I had a kid. Like,
the seeds were there.
That she gave up her kid.
Yeah,
and stuff to beat us up.
Yeah.
To be fair, Jake, the foundation is there for like there to be something between the two.
Yeah, you come back for it, but I think I think she was cool. People said they want a little bit more from her, but I think you have enough to even justify why she did what she did.
Besides trying to fuck Johnny, I guess.
Yeah, they were like, they wanted. It's there was one review I saw where it was basically like, I wanted it. Not me. I thought it was fine. I thought we just watched.
All Norman Rad had was one extra scene where he realized he wanted to have sex with Superman.
No, the scene that they wanted was that they just wanted like a scene of her like reflecting, coming to the decision of saving the four. But I think that wasn't necessary.
I think I would have heard it because I think I would have heard it. It
would have telegraphed it.
Yeah.
it would telegraph that she's going to do it. And to be fair, you know it's a movie. You know she's gonna do it. But like
that's what I'm saying.
it would have telegraphed it, and I think
I give you want to see it. I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, because you already know. Like the reason she's not helping them is because how are they gonna beat Galactus? Like she helps them, then what? They lose, and then her planet suffers. But I think her coming in when she sees that they have like a shred of hope of beating this guy, she's like, okay, you know what? I'll do it now.
Yeah, audience. That's also another thing I want to give this movie props for, because like one thing I hated in the Rise of Silver Surfer was, the way they defeated Galactus was literally because of the power of the Silver Surfer, and I'm thinking, wait, you mean to tell me that Silver Surfer at any given point could have defeated Galactus on his own? Here though, they didn't do that. Like the only thing she was able to do was again just push Galactus. That's it.
That's kind of what I hated in the old film. Because, like, even the whole reason you even get to talk to two of them, because some stupid ass he had to make circles around the planet for Galactus to eat it. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, they don't actually explain how that helps anything.
Yeah, I think he was supposed to be, like, scouting out for any possible signs of resistance, so I had to...
No, when he was making the whole giant circles, and remember, don't read he was
yeah.
That's the only reason they would attract him and catch him.
I think, if I remember correctly, I think it's because of the way Galactus eats planets. He was just making it easier for him to eat it. I think that's what.
But that was it. They don't explain that though. So he just so stupid. And then it was like, because at first they thought that was attracting Galactus there, and they're like, oh no, it's just the board.
Yeah.
So here, just like, oh, I showed up here so he can attract the energy, and he's gonna come here and fuck you up. That's about it. That's that simple. Make your peace and going back home.
But yeah. At the end of the day, Silver Surfer was cool here. She did her Silver Surfer thing. She put a little bit of seasoning on it, and she
How do you feel about her being officially the fastest person in the MCU?
I felt great. I feel good.
She got.
It's a cosmic power.
Up and so for her. Okay, think about this. To catch up to anybody, you have to be faster at first.
Yeah.
So that means she's already faster than light. To catch up to them, how she did multiple times. See, there's this gross scene in the film where she puts her hand into his stomach.
Oh yeah, that was creepy.
She's like, "Give me that baby."
Yeah, so I was like, "You're really just gonna phase the baby out of her stomach?" What the?
Yeah, I was thinking, like, what does that look like? Like, I was scared. I was more scared. Like, wait, but what if she did do that?
It was already giving birth, so I guess it didn't matter at that point.
Right, but I don't know. Does the baby get like whiplash from that? Like, you're just yanking a baby. Like, I didn't.
Jake, just chop that all. Hey guys, just chop that all out to the power cosmic.
I got the power cosmic kills all. Yes, you could bring them back. Actually, yes, because Silver Surfer could probably bring a baby back to life with the power cosmic.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think I guess only thing I guess we could say is there was no. I know a lot of people want a Norm Rad mention because obviously like Norm Rad had a wife, she would have had a husband in a sense. That she left back on the planet. I kind of wish they did have that. I don't mean like, oh, Johnny reminds me of my husband. I think that would have been stupid. But I just like the idea that after just like before she sacrificed herself, at some point just tell the guy I have a husband. Okay, like what's going on now with this girl? They just, you talk to any female now, they're like, I have a boyfriend like a you. I thought that would have been This movie did really good with not having a lot of comedy. But the little bit they did were good. So I get why it wasn't that joking.
They had a lot of character comedy. A lot of people there were jokes in this movie, but they weren't that funny. But I think there's a difference between trying to be funny and just having characters just have like characters
are funny.
Yeah. This definitely took a break from the Marvel sort of humor that a lot of people were complaining about for a couple of years now. The jokes that were funny, they landed. But it kept itself serious when it needed to be serious,
Yeah, and the jokes that even if you didn't laugh at a joke, it was good to just see the characters like talk the way they did. It felt natural. Like it still felt like a natural joke.
And what I want to say before we beat one of the minor characters and tidbits they added.
Okay. Volleyball, but she was okay. Yeah.
I would have. I'm just saying.
Gotcha.
All right, let's move on, man.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I kind of got my wish on it because I always thought like it would have been fitting if Mole Man be used as the first villain for the Fantastic Four to fight. But again, because this kind of goes like 4 years into their superhero career already, like we kind of had to gloss over that, and I think it was implied that yes, Mole Man was the first major villain they had to fight. So like, okay, it was a monkey paw
This
sort of
guy
wish audience.
Garganto, despite them looking like a cartoon character the whole film.
There you go.
That was probably the only bad effect this film had, to be honest. The
Yep.
was fake. It was kind of crazy.
It was probably like something they put at the last minute for like fan service reasons. But as far as Mole Man's character is in this, like I like his presence. I like what the actor offered.
It's not
There was
really
just
Mole Man, it's just kind of the actor. But
well,
I guess that's not
kind
really
of.
that bad because it's supposed to be Mole Man. Like he's supposed to be a more tame 4 years later Mole Man. I can't really judge how that would be.
This is the Mole Man that's coming in wearing a business suit. Audience.
I like to see.
This guy made peace with the world, or surface world, immediately after their fight.
I like to see it a lot because with Reed because it actually did make Reed. It did fix the problem I have with Reed, where he's like very like passive in his speaking a lot of the time. And then this connection, I was like, no, that's just like when he's around like family that he cares about.
Yeah.
But like like he has a temper when it comes to people that just annoy him.
Oh yeah. Well, keep in mind, Jake. He's king in where he's from, so that comes with a little bit of arrogance.
He's like, listen, you got one time to say something, I'll beat your ass, bro.
Within 1 minute of being on screen, he almost got jumped by all three male defenders for, and then baited Johnny on the way out.
Yeah. He was like, even then, he was still trying to be a little bit of taking some shots at the Fantastic Four, but like, hey, he even said, "Hey, end of the world's happening."
Lather it on.
Yeah. Hey, it's the end of the world's happening. We might as well get some chuckles at the end of our days, So, or something along the line. Yeah.
Like in the world, I'm just trying to add a little bit of humor.
Yeah, that's the one I'm referring to. Yep. There was just one attention to detail thing I kind of wish they could have worked on. Like, I like when he did get that meeting with the FF, he was like telling them, okay, you dim the lights down because hey, he's a guy who spent his life underground, right? His eyes are sensitive to light. Kind of wish they kind of did something to make his eyes like look as if he was from the ground. But that was just
that's what the glasses used to be for. And then they took them off for some reason. So I guess
yeah. The glasses were his only way of being accustomed to the brightness of the earth. But like I would have liked it if the eyes were physically affected. You see that, So, but again, that's just a small.
I hope they wanted to make the guy look like we did the movie.
Yeah.
Well, the blind type of eyes. I get what you're saying, though. I kind of agree.
Yeah.
I just think this actor itself a little kind of weird with those contacts.
Yeah, there is a fun adventure and fight that they had to have happened between him and the Fantastic Four in their continuity. But the most we could go on is Yep, there you go. The comics. Yeah, we could always refer to that. Maybe we'll get that year 2 story between them. Who knows?
We're gonna
go ahead, Dick.
I was gonna say, if we're gonna have the most time at Galactus, we're gonna need to speed run the others.
Bro, it's all right, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
What time you gotta go? We can take our time. There's so much stuff.
I gotta cut out at 12, like immediately.
Oh no,
we'll be done for 12.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this isn't gonna be a 2-hour podcast.
Yeah, all the side characters are not gonna take that long. The moment the only person who has any substance.
Gotcha.
We saw Morloid. We didn't see any subterranean. We saw underground 3 times in this film. So the first 2 times did quick stuff, and the third time we saw people under there. Just because of the Galactus situation. And we didn't see one mole person.
Yeah, well,
and I get it, that's a lot of that's money and stuff. You could have put a statue on one in the back or something.
Well, I would much rather them wanting to save something for a sequel film as opposed to putting something for a
sequel.
Or a continuation of their story.
If this ends how we think it ends, I don't think those same old people will be there.
That might be why, because it's like whatever we make, we gotta redo it anyway.
But that's why I'm like, if you're gonna show subterranean, these people, you have millions of these things.
Mm-hmm.
You could put a statue on. That's all I'm asking. You don't have to be a real one. You don't have to do that things.
Mole Man is a powerhouse audience with the forces he has. Don't ever
You got nothing
underestimate
but
Mole
your
Man.
guy can't tell. You can't show a mole person.
They should do.
I would have said the cartoon mole person.
They should do a Namor versus Mole Man. Like,
oh
Mole
yeah,
Man would die. There's nothing Mole Man can do to hurt Namor or win that fight.
Well, listen, he gets the technology to do it. There you go. That's the
point. You know what's worse about that fight? I can guarantee you, Namor just gonna poke a hole through the bottom of the and flip the fucking thing. He's gonna
No, you see, that's where Mole Man won't be taken seriously as a villain from then on because he will want
you
get
have
revenge.
to do the full Penguin type of rework for Mole Man for that fight to work.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you gotta remember, Namor got more powers now, Jake. He can control water, like legit. Like he's strong. That's not a fight.
I thought that was only a brief upgrade.
No,
Austin.
he fully had that power. He stole it from Hydro Man.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Okay.
It's that the X-Men writers didn't want to use it, but in every Avengers book he been in so far, he still had it.
Gotcha. But alrighty, Mole Man, he was here, audience. So, all right, you guys, let's get on to the other villain. The one that was cut, actually.
Red Santa Claus.
Oh man.
People, this is John Malkovich as Red Ghost. Red Ghost is a fun Fantastic Four villain because he, like every other regular person, heard how the Fantastic Four got their powers. He said, "You know what? If that worked for them, it should work again." And he went to space with 4 monkeys and said, "Let's see if it works." And it worked for some reason. And he came at Earth with 4 superpower monkeys and said, "I'm gonna take over the world." Like, bro, what the fuck?
It was just that easy, eh?
And you see one in the film, but you don't see what his power is.
Yeah.
You see that Reed kicked him into the sea, and you better pray that monkey knows how to swim.
I will point out in that scene too, I'm pretty sure Reed stretches a lot more than he did in the glass. We'll get
there. Super genius monkey better know how to split doggy paddles. All I'm saying, audience.
I don't think he physically can. I don't think monkeys.
If DC do another crossover with this universe, with DC doing a crossover with Marvel, I want Red Ghost to do Gorilla Grodd. That should be funny as hell.
That would be cool. But as far as why his scenes got cut, again, there's like so much going on already, audience. You know, I
think at best the scene probably would have been like Mole Man's.
Yeah,
I don't think any let's go in the montage beginning. He would have just been a fight they fought, and when he lost, there was no way he was going to be an actual secondary villain for this film. Like the trailer made it seem.
Right. You know,
that was not.
Actor still got paid at the end for the scenes he did.
That what people don't understand. That was crying about this stuff. Like, I feel so bad he wasted his time. Like, no, he didn't. He got paid. And the movie's making money. He's making money. He's in the trailer.
Yeah, it's in the contracts, audience. Come on, you know, like.
You think John Malkovich don't know how to read a contract at this point?
Yeah. You get paid for your services. What they end up doing with those scenes that you performed, it's up to them, you know.
But since we're right here, before we move on, I will bring up, because me and Kurt already kind of talked about it before the show. They name drop and tease a lot of villains.
Yeah.
Puppet Master, Diablo, Red Ghost, who they brought up twice. The monkey scene we talked about, and then in the scene where Reed Babe proves the world and takes it earlier. And they bring up Mad Thinker.
I'm pretty sure this is a wizard. Am I crazy? I'm pretty sure
he said the wizard. Yeah, you're right. No, it was the wizard, Diablo, and Puppet Master, because Red Ghost was taken care of in year 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But they named out all these people, and that made me so sad. So we'll probably never see them now. And because, like, everyone, you all know the universe is resetting. So unless Reed somehow managed to bring his whole Earth over and they just be our Earth now, or he somehow managed to save all his people and bring them over to our already filled to the brim type of Earth that got half the people dusted away and then brought back, that would be a terrible idea.
You think if the worlds are merging, you think Reed's timeline is actually canon? So like the 60s was that, and then there's just superheroes that was spawned.
It depends on how they do it.
Yeah,
we have to wait until
it might just, like if he just proves it in modern time, it might be. I think it would be the situation where Reed couldn't impact the world as strong as he could because there's other heroes.
And then he becomes the maker and kills them.
Yeah, like he doesn't have to list. They don't have to one team to truly trust with all the other heroes fucking up there making their own villains every goddamn day. Iron Man.
Right. Gotcha.
But yeah, so those people getting name dropped means like if the universe resets, we probably will see some of them, but we won't see all of them. So a lot of these people miss their big chance at even like a small screen cameo. They do a whole scene where they say a Mad Tinker's plan is affecting the city, and Sue says someone and doesn't show the Mad Tinker. I was eat it in that first 2 minutes.
Well, we'll see. I mean, like, well, they're probably just saving them for modern adaptations of them as opposed to 60s versions of them, you know?
As Cryptic said, maybe they'll just be thrown off in some other person's shitty TV show.
There you go. Yeah, because Marvel does have a habit of like rotating villains for other movies, you
if
know?
you Red Hood, the Wizard, I'm gonna be mad. Because the Wizard's already in that shitty, I won't say shitty. He's already in that Spider-Man cartoon. The new one.
Yeah.
That show's not shitty, it's divisive.
Okay, better term there. So
okay, but we can move on, man. I was just disappointed not seeing all the people they name dropped. At least like you know how they used to do in some movies where like you at least like see their like mugshot or something.
Yeah.
I was like, man.
Gotcha. Well, let's see. But anyway, let's talk about the last minor character before we get to the real big man, Herbie.
Wait, yeah, go talk about Herbie. How did you feel about him? Because I know you don't like the pet heroes, the pet hero pets at all.
This is the only version of Herbie that
I liked him. I mean, he wasn't in your face. I mean, I think part of the appeal to contribute to that was they didn't make him talk. Okay, yeah, he was just like
he did sing a lullaby, and you can hear the whole full lullaby on YouTube. When Galactus was about to attack, and he's singing to the baby. Yeah, that whole full lullaby is a song.
He was less C-3PO and more R2-D2.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was helpful. He had 2 different modes. I love that they changed out his tape for what they need to do. I thought that was a really cool idea. He had the Earth tape and the space tape.
Which is also showing that Reed is actually smart because in most stuff they would just say, well, if it's an old new technology. No, he took what was already there and he just used it to make something more advanced. And that's
I'm just saying, if Tony did with Ultron, he probably wouldn't be evil.
Right.
Yeah. So Kirby was good. It could have been real easily to have gone the annoying forced product placement sidekick pet route audience, which Marvel has done previously. I still don't even bother remembering what the name of that creature was from Shang-Chi, you know. So
to be fair, that thing wasn't really because they paired with Trevor, it wasn't that bad. He could have been a way more annoying. I do agree though.
Yeah.
I hated that thing on the face. That thing was ugly.
Yeah. I mean, remember that movie was supposed to be released in 2020, right? If things had gone the way that they intended to, you would have seen them market the heck out of that creature, you know? So
yeah, you want this thing with no face and just wings?
Yeah. That's something they would have done, man. You know, they're just like, okay, let's make the checkbox for product placement, you know? Cute sounds, all right. Fuzziness, okay. It's a small sidekick, okay. Yeah, kids will like this. But all right then. That's it for Herbie. So you guys want to get to
let's do the small tidbits and then go to Galactus. So go to like the John Kirby, the Jack Kirby stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is something Austin told me about just an hour ago. So
in the montage in the beginning, when they start fighting, I think it's the Giganta fight. You see Timely Comics, which is what Marvel used to be in before the 60s. Before they were competing, well, I think it was actually in the 60s. Before they made Marvel Comics, there were Timely Comics. And this picture right here is inside Timely Comics with a young Stan Lee on the left and young Jack Kirby on the right.
Oh,
that's what it's supposed to be.
That makes that makes this movie a more better audience that they want that attention.
If I got a better picture, you'll be able to see it say Stan Lee on the name tag. And you see them drawing comics even right here.
Oh yeah.
So I love the idea that they threw the prequel comic in canon.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, Stan Lee, it's always obvious to see a Stan Lee cameo, right? But the fact that they went above and beyond and put Jack Kirby into this, I'm like, okay,
They even have a Jack Kirby quote, I believe, at the end of the film, right?
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah. I don't have that full quote with me now, but it was a good one. Again,
and
audience,
don't forget,
this movie makes me want to watch the movie all over again. But I
people don't know, in
didn't.
real time when the movie was released, they renamed Jack Kirby's birth street as Yancey Street and Jack Kirby Way.
There you go. You know.
So they did a lot to actually honor Jack Kirby. And that leads to our next thing, which is the original suit that Jack Kirby made was in the movie. A lot of people did not notice this, but Reed was wearing it. I sent you the pictures. You got it?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
The original
It's the
suits.
original Jack Kirby suits, and they wore them in the montage. So when they fought Red Ghost Super 8, and when they fought Giganto, they were wearing these suits. But because those scenes were so quick, because of cut content and stuff, you could not tell what was the problem.
Yeah. Marvel is very cautious about wanting to give new alternate suits, because do you want to save the new suits for the next adaptation they're in, for marketing and merchandising reasons, so I kind of see why they didn't want to immediately put in these suits in the film.
No, these suits were also in the prequel comic. They did their year one suits. They were
okay.
They just yeah, you're not gonna get these suits again. That we're talking about. Or they end up doing like a Steve Rogers thing, where it's like, damn, our suits got fucked up. We got to go back to the old one for a
minute. Okay, there you go.
But a lot of people didn't notice. I just wanted to bring that up for people to see. It's we usually don't get the original costumes and accurate adaptations, especially in MCU.
So it will have been a fun Easter egg.
Don't forget, WandaVision made WandaVision costume a Halloween thing.
Well, at least they still gave us a version of it, So, yeah, I just can't imagine Hawkeye having the actual mask he has in the comics, So, all right, but anyway,
R.I.P. Barney.
Yep. Okay, then you guys want to get to the real big man now?
Yeah.
Galactus. Wow.
I wonder how he would have fared if he got jumped by the Avengers and the Fantastic Four. That's how I always wonder. Because in Earth's Mightiest Heroes,
that would be dope, man.
They couldn't do it
in the comics when they all jumped and they won.
No, well, I don't know if we're talking about the same one, but in that one he was hungry. He was too tired. He was very tired. That's the other reason they went that one.
He usually is when he shows up. That's the whole point of eating.
No, I mean this dude was damn near died. It would not have taken him much to beat him. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. We were talking about a completely different one, to be fair. But.
Okay, I could definitely feel him trying to catch his breath after a punch from Hulk. So but regardless, Galactus felt like from the comics audience again, they realized the mistake that the early 2000s Fantastic Four movie did. And they're like, let's give you as accurate to Galactus as we can from the comics here. He was intimidating. I needed audience. I haven't done this in a while, but I purposely went to go see this movie in a Dolby screen, right? Because I wanted the full impact of seeing basically God in front of me, the really big size guy, the roaring sound, surround sounds. I'm like, damn, that just made him all the more intimidating, So, yeah, he was cool.
When you get to see a lot of his powers, end up being basically relegated to telekinesis and eye scanning. But they're not that bad since he seems set to return one way or another.
Oh yeah,
Let's talk about his plan.
You know what? Listen, I guess we're gonna do this. I guess
I'll talk about the baby.
I'll do my rant now. Because this is
okay.
Is my episode. If you look at the movie, I'm just saying, Galactus was not really a bad guy. All right, he was an old man who was sick of his job. He was in pain. And he said, "I just want to retire." Okay. Someone has to do it. And you know what? I'll even throw you a bone. Listen, I know asking for your baby is a tall order. But if you give me the baby, I won't even destroy your plan. I'll leave it alone. It's off limits. Okay? I just want to retire. And they bullied him for it. And that's why Reed Richards is an asshole. That's
Jake,
wait. The person who felt most wrong about both was Sue. It wouldn't be Sue's the asshole.
Well, I mean, Reed was giving him his baby. Listen, if Reed made the argument, eventually she would have given up. I feel. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say this,
you know
what?
If
that baby, go ahead.
You know what? They're married. They're a unit. So yes, they can both get the work.
Okay, I would say this, you realize once that baby is old enough to realize what stipulations caused him to be put in this position, you don't think he's going to want to go to Earth and make that his primary target for putting him in this spot?
But at the end of the day, but listen, it's the difference between today and we can plan for this years from now. Okay, that could be something else.
Oh, you're planning on fighting your own child, is what you're telling me.
No. You're not thinking it wouldn't have been years from now. You know, Galactus went back to the ship, that would have been done.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I'm sure he would have said, "Hey, don't go to Earth, though." Like the baby doesn't even have contact.
No, he said I wouldn't destroy her. He didn't say Franklin wouldn't destroy her.
Oh, that's true. I want the what if then. I want proof. I want definitive proof that Franklin would have come back to eat that planet. Okay, that's all I want. But until then, Reed, that's how I got him. I sat in the car and I said, "Yes, I can hate him again. I can hate him."
Oh, well, okay. To at least elaborate something a little bit more, because Galactus is really just a force of nature, audience. Again, as Jake said, somebody has to do it. You know, it has to be somebody in that seat going around eating planets. Nobody wants to see the Celestials destroy planets. People want to see Galactus do that. So,
at least we get to fight him and it's justified.
yeah.
But no, I liked him. I like this whole thing. Was like, I like it's very straightforward. I really do like. He was like, I just don't want to do this anymore.
And audience, this is also something we all read comics, are up to date as to what's going on with these characters, right? It's been really sad to see Galactus in the comics, because more often than not, he's popping up just to be a jobber for the next big threat, or to show how powerful someone else is. Here though, I'm glad they kept his godlike status, because the Fantastic Four, they couldn't beat Galactus. The only thing they could do is just push him, basically win by a ring out at that point, which is what happened here. This is something I want to talk about with Sue Storm in her scene, right? It literally took everything Sue had in order to push Galactus. And even at that point, it wasn't enough, even if she's sacrificing her life in order to do this. And keep in mind, audience, Sue Storm in the comics, she's on a planetary level power set, Her powers could literally affect the world, could destroy it. Heck, her powers is basically Green Lanterns at this point, So don't knock Sue. Don't consider it an epic loss if someone were to lose to Sue. Is what I'm trying to say. But again,
literally manhandled the Silver Surfer early in the film.
Oh yeah, true that. So yeah, I like that that even though Galactus was taken away, it didn't damper any of what he could contribute. What his power scaling is like. The next time we see Galactus, audience, you better be fearing him.
We didn't talk about that. Reed's plan, people don't know, he was going to teleport the whole planet out to a whole different solar system.
It was.
I didn't realize how desensitized I was to read shit until Tony was watching the movie with me, and he was like, "What?"
Hey, he found a spot. He found a spot in the galaxy that mirrors the spot we're in right now, audience.
I wish you could have been in that call, because watching me and Tony both react, but I'm just like, yeah. And so I was like, "What are you talking about? What are you?"
This is an extreme solution from the world's smartest man, audience. All right, but it's an extreme circumstance. All right, you don't know how much time they had. They were running against the clock, man, because you didn't know how long it would take for Galactus to get to that planet at that point.
I like how everybody on the planet just dropped their pants and said, "Yeah, we'll do it." And then they also said, furthermore, he said, "Oh, by the way, at 8:00, no power across the world. No one can have power. People will have to die in hospitals. I'm sorry." But
generators or something, man. Come on,
but they all
gas
did.
generator come in handy.
I like to think it took a little bit longer because Latveria probably held out. I like they did that.
Oh my god, man!
No. To be fair, and you look at their map, they actually avoided Latveria probably for that reason.
Yeah. Oh.
But yeah, Galactus comes down. The whole team try to fight him. Like Cryptid said, we get a terrible clobbering time for the average fan. I want to say, Johnny does some cool stuff. Sue basically makes a magnifying glass of her powers, and Johnny boosts his flames through that to blind Galactus for like a few seconds, so they can switch out Franklin. The plan was to switch the use Franklin debate.
Yeah, put him in like where the teleporter was supposed to be at.
Where the teleporter is,
Clever.
Yeah.
Because Silver Surfer destroyed their towers, and they had to like change plans to the last minute.
Do you think Galactus understood the full extent of the plan, or just that they just moved the baby? You think he was just like, I don't know why you did that, but I'm not doing
I think he understood because the mere fact he stopped his foot from flowing.
Yep, he's like
he made sure not to cross the line, and then step back 2 steps, and then
I like his line. He's like saying, "You clever insects."
People don't understand. Galactus is not just God-like power. He was a scientific genius before all this anyway. It basically was Reed of the last universe. Reed survived the end of the universe.
Read another life. You could have been me.
Dedicate. This is what dedicating to your job really does to you, Reed. You know, like
I will say this, Reed. If he had more time, like I feel like if he had more time, they probably could have beaten Galactus right out. I think because I think in his panic, I mean, he's coherently thinking of the idea, but in his panic, he remembers that if he has the energy,
the greatest ability of all time, he has the whole world behind him.
Right. I think
endless resources.
Because there's a moment in the movie where he was the one who actually did the most, like, quote unquote, damage to Galactus. Because when he unhooked the thing on the back and the lava came out, he's like, what are you doing? He freaked out. I like to think if
I do wish we had a scene explain what that was.
Yeah, I like that. I like the way Reed was able to, try and stop Galactus because, like, again, Reed is a scientist, right? He's the smartest scientist in the world, so he would look at this from a structural standpoint. Okay, what point in his suit will be the lava or the thrusters escape from? So I'm going to be targeting those spots.
To be fair, I like how point out Jake. They saw that happen earlier because Johnny did. When Galactus was on his ship and Johnny was flying around trying to attack him, when he first tried to make her suit give birth, he did cut the lines and the lava came out. And I don't think it hurt Galactus, but that when Reed saw it, that definitely does.
But I think he realized like that's an energy thing for him, and I think if they had a little bit more time,
how he gets fed from the machine.
Yeah, I think if he was impressed for time, I'm pretty sure that probably would have been a plan. He would have thought of like, we need to figure out a way to get that shit.
Yeah, I was like, so we're gonna open this thing and then put the teleporter inside his body. He teleported the guts and none
Gotcha. And also, audience, again, like the final kill shot to Galactus. Well, not kill shot, but the shot that did him into that portal. It was another justifiable feat, like where Silver Surfer sacrificed herself to deliver that one last. Yeah, Shockwave, but no, she went to wherever Galactus is at.
I get what you mean.
Yeah. Again, this is better than the early Fantastic Four films, which again, I never understood how Silver Surfer could have killed Galactus at any time. Like,
I remember watching that movie with my dad. He was mad about that. I remember he was actually mad.
I was mad because he self-destructed and then just lived.
Yeah, that was even more insult to injury. You're telling me you could have killed Galactus at any time and still live, dude? Come on.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you. Unless Silver Surfer is quickly gets out of there, I think Galactus she's dead. I think she died after that. I think once Galactus got his bearings, he said, "You did what?" It's like you're dead.
To be fair, I did wanna. That leads into my next thing with Galactus too, because that leads to the only point where you see his actual eyes.
Yeah.
I think that was him running low on power finally.
Okay. Okay, that makes
sense. All the time his eyes isn't glowing. That's the only time in the movie that I just want.
I didn't think of it that way. Nice attention to detail there, Austin.
And that also why I brought it up mainly because I was looking at the Reed's. I sent you the picture, so we can pull that up real quick.
Okay. Hold on a sec.
Yeah, the Galactus Reed scene. So obviously, people have a problem with this because Reed can stretch up to 1,500 feet. This is honestly pathetic as a reason. And in the montage in the beginning, it actually like Reed stretches more than this when he kicks that fucking one.
Gotcha. I can only chalk this up.
I think the reason this is like it is because Galactus is fucking with him.
I think it's more an error because, and I'll tell you what, because it's implied by the facial expressions, he's more curious as to how far he'll go. Yeah, that's what it feels like to me. Like at first, he's just stretching him, and he goes like, "Huh." And
I don't think Galactus was stretching him at first. So I think Galactus was literally going because Galactus didn't actually look at Reed to see Reed stretch before this scene.
Yeah.
I think he was actually trying to rip Reed in half.
And no, I agree.
Stretch to like obviously not do that, and then Galactus uses his power on him to fuck him. He's just going to torture him and rip him apart.
It's a power cosmic audience because, like, you know, as we said before, you have seen Reed stretch longer than this in the film, but in this scene in particular, even his costume was starting to rip up. You know,
I think the only reason, like I said, I agree that maybe he didn't know that he could stretch, but he does stretch him up, and it's the fact that he smiles about it. It felt more like he was like,
I think it's more smiling about the torture than like, let's see how far it'll go.
I guess it felt more like a game to him. It felt more like just like, oh, okay, get away with this. Because in his mind, he has all the time in the world to do this because they're not going to do anything to him. So I think it's just more like, let's kill him. I think that's what it. To me, I think that's what it was. But it could be an error. But maybe we could ask the director. Somebody can ask the director.
I don't think the error. I think like I said with the eyes thing, we're glad to run out of power. I think it's just one of the things that weren't really explained.
Yep.
I think this scene was meant to be like this, but it's just not as. We just don't know exactly when Galactus uses his powers because they're more niche, nuanced here, at least for some of this stuff.
That's true.
Like the whole film is kind of like that, and it's fine for some scenes, but like some things here leave a lot to be desired.
Yeah. Well, we can at least count on this. This ain't gonna be the last time we see Galactus.
Yeah, but will he be a jobber like Thanos and What If? That's what we gotta ask ourselves.
I wanna ask about what he said about Franklin.
Okay.
Me and Jake caught this when we on our rewatch. When he trying to take Franklin from them in the ship, he actually says Franklin hungers and he hides his nature from you. So that's why I think earlier when I said like Franklin like legitimately might not have want to been born yet. Like
okay.
I don't know how they handle the power cosmic. It might actually be like some real crazy shit if Franklin is actively aware even right now to be.
They full go.
They
go.
Cosmic aware is some like in some sense even now to be. That changed a lot of shit.
Dude, when you mentioned that, man, all I can think of is like what Dr. Manhattan goes through, where his mind is like, you know, forever like in the present and the past, you know, his self-awareness, you know.
For people who don't know, Franklin the Comet didn't have this problem because he didn't become an actual reality warper until Secret Invasion, Dark Reign. When Norman tried to kidnap him, and he shot him with a fake gun.
Yep.
That was his first instance of reality warping. And then he became the all-powerful guy that everyone knows and talked about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we never had this issue before, or this like idea. So this is actually kind of crazy to think that just being born with power cosmic has you like already naturally like 7th sense.
Yeah. Oh man, then before you know it, you'll have Valeria who's like, "How come I didn't get anything? You know, like, how come I was ordinary?"
You got to be smart. You have to be the piece of doom. Okay. Chill out.
You have a kingdom. Yeah, you have a whole country that's gonna be in my will. You know, like
that's why I can say that for tomorrow. She is in a running for the next Sorcerer Supreme. I really hope she wins.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You can say that Doom loves you. All right. That
he loves you more than the guy he actually calls his son. That's actually insane.
Wow. Okay. But yeah, going back to Galactus, let's try and think. Is there anything else we could really delve into with him here?
Let's talk about how the Feather Four still has a ship.
That's true.
Oh,
so
get ready
the
for
Ultimate Nullifier exists. They have.
Yeah.
You would say right here and now. This is the beginning. This might be how Reed would begin the TVA, like in the future or something. Like, he'd be like, yeah, it's like right here. Starts here.
Audience,
I think Galactus ship gives him the last piece he needs to finish the space bridge. Was enough to get to the Thunderbolts stuff.
I will say this. Though, I did want to say this. They already worshipped the Four before. After this,
he just be God.
They're God. Like, there's nothing. You can never shake your faith in the Four again. It just never doesn't happen. I didn't want to say that is my favorite scene.
Go ahead.
That is my,
bring it up too.
That was my favorite scene in the movie when they go to space. Everyone's like, "Yeah, go kick his ass," and they come back and like, "So Reed, did you do it? How'd you beat Galactus? You whooped his ass, right?"
They had no doubt in their heart that Reed won.
And he comes back and Reed's like, "Oh, well, I mean, we talked to him. Oh, okay, so he's not coming back, right? You gave him the 1-4. Nah, we talked about it and he said he wanted something, but the price was too high. Oh, okay, like what? But
what do you want?
What was it? And they're like, it was our son, and we obviously had to give it to him. Why not? Okay, but we're safe, right? I don't know. Oh fuck!
No. Bro, that was my favorite scene because the guy in the crowd the first time was like, he said no, and then so he was like, "What do you mean you don't know?" That dude was heated. The same guy. That shit was so funny.
Watching the world just slowly lose faith in these people was so heartbreaking but hilarious.
Like, you see that one guy who's passing by Ben Grimm and he's like saying, "Hey, I have a family too," like, come on. Wow.
You know how lucky it was that right before the showed up, Reed baby-proofed the world. Dante, now the moment he came back and said that shit, the super would have went off.
Also brought this up in the second rewatch, but like when Sorcerer first shows up and does the whole speech and everything, you can see like the people just immediately look at Reed like, "So what are you gonna do?"
You see people look to Reed to figure out what's
yeah, so that was I mean, we'll go back to the main picture, I guess.
Gotcha.
No, we got a picture of the
Yeah, we have to talk about that. All right, next one.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
They appeared in the film to hate on Reed personally to his son's face.
Yeah. But you think that's actually Robert Downey Jr.? That's actually me. I'm here to make my claim.
You know that, right?
He's like, I'll be your daddy.
Jake just revealed his face. Yeah, you know your dad's a bitch, huh?
Yeah.
Couldn't pitch that with a power competition.
Yeah, I've RDJ saying, "Hey, my mustache is better than your dad's." Oh, I go. So.
That's actually going to annoy me. I really hope he changes, bro. I do not want to see this man in real space and they have the same shitty mustache.
Yeah,
have you seen the meme where like Doom looks at the child, looks at his daughter, like it's RDJ Doom, he looks at his daughter, he's like, "I hate you 3000." That's all I want to put.
Yeah, that's just one thing that's going that RDJ needs to do for me, like for his version of Doctor Doom. It's the same thing that Pedro Pascal did for Reed Richards. Don't make me think RDJ. Make me think Doom. Like
yes. RDJ is an actual way better actor than people give credit for. If you look at his other films,
oh yeah,
Robert Thunder, Oppenheimer, like he can act.
Yeah,
I've seen Charlie Chaplin.
If he's actually committed to be Victor, it should be.
Yeah. I've seen Charlie Chaplin. With RDJ in it. And again, as Austin mentioned, Tropic Thunder. Like dang.
Yeah, he was out of practice because of Tony Stark for so long, but after Oppenheimer, he seems to be back in it.
He was comfortable with Tony Stark's because, like, both the character and him had a lot of shared life experiences.
To be fair, like his acting with Tony, like some of that shit is like fucking phenomenal. Like if you actually go back and look at some of Tony's scenes, they're like really fucking good. Like,
so again,
they usually default when it comes to his writing.
Yeah. Your acting now has to be up 3,000 RDJ is what I'm saying,
But we get a pretty decent look at Doom with this. We get we see his mask was authentically a Doom mask, not an Iron Man mask, with people shitting on this guy for the whole time.
Yeah.
You see the cloak,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I don't know, I was fine with it. So this gives us a great idea of what happens in Thunderbolt. Because I think it's very clear here that Franklin is fixing his face.
Oh, okay.
Remember, we heard rumors that Doom was going to be disfigured, and if you know anything about Secret Wars, while he is disfigured in it, at the end of it, he's not disfigured.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I can see them going into it like that, and then we see like him get fully disfigured during the event to become like the guy that people know. If RDJ is still the main Doom, for all we know, this is a variant thing. But there's a lot of stuff they can room they can do with this.
Man,
But I
you will
think
figure.
we all go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you will figure with Doom being the most powerfulest he was in that event, he would have done something with his face, but no, apparently not.
To be fair, he didn't want to. And even to read a Sue, the Sue and like kids he had, or not even read Sue in them. Did you know that?
Oh,
A
well,
lot
it's
of
been a
people
while
didn't pay
since I read.
attention. He got them from other variant worlds that was going to end. And
Oh,
so in
dang.
those timelines, they didn't have Reed. Victor was already their dad.
Oh, okay. Wow, I didn't saw that part, but it's been a while since
Yeah,
I
so
saw.
he didn't
Since I
kidnap this
read.
guy's family like everyone always joked about. He literally just got a new version of this guy's family. But
Gotcha.
I think this leads to him kidnapping Franklin. Obviously,
Yeah.
Secret Wars, Doom's gonna need God power, and the only
Oh yeah.
thing right now in MCU is God power. Galactus wanted this
Mhm.
nigga. Like this is clearly God power kid. You have
Yeah.
Loki, who's the like god of time or something, god of
Hmm.
stories, and you have
Yep.
Wanda. All these three people are the only people who had potential godlike power to do what Doom needs to do to end Secret
Hmm.
Wars. So him kidnapping
Yeah.
his kid and going to 616 to get more power, which would probably lead to the Thunderbolt scene of Fantastic Four coming here tracking
Yeah.
Doom's signature, trying to find their son.
That was like something that like I think a lot of people were also thrown off or surprised about that this didn't coincide with what happened at the end of Thunderbolts.
Yeah, because
Like
everyone was so happy, like, oh, Galactus is going to win. And like, you really think it was spoiled something like that? And two, Galactus has never beaten them because the Earth is still around. They're going to win the movie the first time. The first time Galactus beat the Fantastic Four in Ether is going to be a big thing. It's not going to be I can promise.
yeah. So um yeah, it's definitely are you guys more hyped to see what the continuation will be of this now for Secret Wars?
Yeah.
I am, but I'm the only thing I'm concerned about is we saw that Veer exists in this timeline, so it adds more
Yeah.
credence that this might be their doom.
What if
But
instead
then
of
the
the
question
council,
is, when this guy came, he was going to destroy the world, and we had to like last minute save the day. Were you just going to die, or did you leave? Like,
what if
if he
instead of the council of,
teleported here. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what if instead of the council of raids is a council of dooms? I mean, he was just busy with
Mhm.
his.
I don't think they're going to do that because we already got a council of
Nah,
doom.
Hmm.
nah,
I think
they're
it'll be
doing
kind of
that.
weird to be like, oh yeah, we're actually all the kings are just doomed or something.
Dude,
I
it's
Well,
don't
more.
think everyone. I don't think you
It's
do all the
um,
councils. I don't
it's
think you do
gonna
the
be
Doom
more.
Council.
It's gonna be more funner to bring in like all the actors who have
Yeah,
previously played Reed to come back, and in terms of the cast of the actors that played Doctor Doom in the
honestly, we
Reed
get
past,
just
rid of.
we
passed
already
away.
lost. Yeah,
The
we
last guy
lost.
just passed
So
away, so sadly.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
So
I'm not saying we get rid of the council of raids. I'm just saying like, what if like that's why he was missing, and this is not even Robert Downey Jr. It could just be the Doom of this timeline. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
I'm saying I
open
think
the
Doom's too
possibilities.
egotistical and prideful to listen to a version of himself and debate himself
That's possible. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
based on any other version we've seen of him.
but it's
I don't
like,
think
but
got the
what if?
patience for that.
Well, they could be like, listen, I need to get rid of these Kangs. I can't do it by myself, but also I can help myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying
No,
that
let's
I
do like
can't
this
do
shit.
it. I'm saying it'd be easier.
Every time that Victor Von Doom has teamed up with himself, he literally subjugated himself to
Well,
do it.
yes, eventually I will kill you all, but like I'm just like, like right now. This is like
Mhm.
the right now.
I'd rather this be a Doom bot situation than like
Mhm.
actual council of Dooms.
Yeah, that would
Um,
be cool.
like, but like I said, I do wonder. I do hope they go into what he was doing there. And then there also the other thing, like Jake brought this up to me when we on our second viewing. Oh, it was our second viewing. Me and Jake talk a lot. It don't fucking matter.
Okay.
That the Russo brothers has straight up said Tony Stark's death will have something to do with this deal.
Whoa.
Like him doing the snap and dying has something to do with this Doom, one way or another. Or whether it created this Doom somehow, or this made Doom where the 616, or like the multiverse stuff like that, we do not know.
Mm-hmm.
But he will be tied to RDJ's Tony Stark one way or another. I just don't understand how.
Yep. We'll see what happens, man. You know. So
It's also it's kind of weird to think that Doom's first like evil act in the universe we're going to see is just kidnapping. But what?
kidnapping a child. Wow.
God and for Doom, y'all. First act evil, kidnapping kids.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
So we all suffer humble beginnings.
This is the reason they won't release. This is the reason they won't release that list. Release that list. This is the reason.
Yeah, there's a reason.
Oh.
Doom's on the list, bro. He had to do it for his plans.
There's a reason he was hiding that behind a mask all that time. Audience, remember that was a purpose.
I might edit that photo. That might be really peaceful.
Remember, audience, he self-inflicted that scar onto his face, man. When they constructed it. Yeah, remember, audience, when they constructed that mask, he did not waste time for that thing to cool down. He's like telling them, "Put it on me." But Your Highness, no, put it on me. Like, okay.
I will point out one other thing about his suit.
Yeah.
This is the only real look you get of him in the movie, y'all. You don't get like a full standing back photo or anything. Well, you see part of his hand right here, and you can see the metal only goes up to the glove part.
Yeah.
I'm kind of worried about his design when you see the face.
Well,
like we see the metal mask. I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about how the suit of armor going to look, because we still have not gotten an authentic Doom armor look. You know what I mean?
Well,
so if you're going to mix it up, I'm kind of sad. It might be a Fortnite Doom outfit. If y'all seen the Fortnite when he became God event.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, to that point, I'll say that, like, they'll have time to work out the kinks. Because remember, with Thanos,
we
saw him.
The final suit, to be fair, but
yeah, I mean, remember the first time we saw Thanos was at that end credit of the first Avengers movie, right? And he looks nothing like what the final product.
Every time we saw him, he looked different until Avengers 2.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Even Avengers 2 looked different.
It was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Then we had Guardians of the Galaxy, and then we had him again in Avengers 2 when he got the gauntlet. And then we got him in Infinity War. All four of those looked different.
Yep. That's true. So, yeah. Let's see. Anything else in this movie we haven't gone over yet?
Jake's terrible theme song he liked is the other post credit scene. His ass.
Oh. Wasting my time.
Even up the sky, get ready for Fantastic Four.
Okay.
But I think that's really it. It was just a lot of Easter egg stuff. We pretty went over every Easter egg that was important to the lore we live in.
And wow, I gotta say this. I said previously that we weren't going to reach a 2-hour mark, but god dang,
I knew we were. I don't know why you guys said that. I was going to reach 2 hours.
No, we didn't say that. We said we weren't going to reach 12, which we didn't.
Okay. Right. All right, yeah. Marvel, stop releasing your movies in the same week as a big time convention. You did that with Deadpool.
This is the third time. Yeah, this is the third time we have missed one of these. By the way, the first time we went to be fair, but still.
Yeah, he still gives me crap for pressuring him to watch Deadpool when he was in a convention, so.
But, that's pretty much it. I guess we'll just give our rating one more time, and that's about it. What's your rating?
8.5, but I think we might go a decimal down or so when I see it again. So that's how these movies work.
Just 8.
I gave it a 9.
Ooh.
I literally loved the film. Like all the Easter eggs. As a Phantom 4 fan, I've been reading Phantom 4 since Heroes Reborn, I want to say. consistently.
Okay.
So the modern version of the character I'm very used to. And I think he's nailed like the very nuanced stuff of like the modern interpretations of each character. And then we already got all the hints for the future, where we can go. They want they already talking about wanting to do Malice and stuff like that. There's a lot of avenues of crazy stuff we can see that I never thought we were going to see because
Oh
this
yeah.
movie is good.
Hmm.
Well, if this movie was bad, it's gonna get wiped away just like all the rest of the films getting wiped away. I'm
Oh
gonna tell you
yeah,
that right now.
that's true.
So
This is on based on the box office performance. I mean, looks like it's gonna be making
it's right
its
behind
money back.
Superman, but it's doing better overseas. So we'll see how it goes.
Yep, yep.
Well, it doesn't have
And
a controversial message in it. So
yeah, and again, they always have the excuse of like, hey, we put this in the same month as Superbad, so that's why we didn't make them the money that high
And
of
don't
money, you
forget
know. So
Jurassic Park, the $1 million franchise what every film has.
oh yeah, true, true.
But
Dang it, Megan. Dang it, Megan. How come? How did you think you would be able to compete with all these movies? Like, God
yeah, they
dang
really
it.
screwed Megan over.
Yeah, that was sad. So, alrighty.
Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm. That's it.
pretty much it.
All right. Go ahead, Jake.
What the hell is that? You're an asshole. Why are you playing Sonic music?